Are you sure this is going to work? Asked Ron as Bobby furiously typed on his computer. I'm not sure of anything, Uncle Ron, but after what happened in last Sunday's service, if things get out of control, I'll pull the plug. What do you mean? Asked Ron. Elder Sam started chatting Lucy at the end of the service. What? Yeah, sorry I didn't tell you, but don't worry, I had Lucy leave the meeting before anything really happened. What did he say? Here, I can tell you exactly what he said. Bobby pulled up the chat from the Sunday Zoom meeting. Ron read it over. Oh, geez. He was trying to hit on her, and now he's going to be at the Bible study. You should have told me. Sorry, said Bobby. All this church dysfunction stuff is kind of new to me. Tonight's reading is Luke chapter 12, said Ron. We'll see how far we get. Ron then read the words of Jesus. Nothing is covered up that will not be uncovered, and nothing secret that will not become known. Therefore, whatever you have said in the dark will be heard in the light, and what you have whispered behind closed doors will be proclaimed from the housetops. Okay, let's stop there for a moment, said Ron. What do you think that means? There is nothing secret that will not be known. In the Zoom meeting, Clara raised her hand. Yes, Clara, said Ron. Well, first of all, hello to the new folks. My name's Clara. You know, like Santa Clara. I haven't missed a Bible study for 5 years. Anyway, Clara continued, I think it means all the sins that we hide, someday they're going to show up. So all the drinking and the pornography, stealing, and all the other stuff, everyone's going to know about it. It's going to be shouted from the housetops. But why? Basilio put in the chat. Ah, I see Basilio has a question. Thank you for speaking up, said Pastor Ron. Perhaps you could unmute yourself and tell us what you mean exactly. Basilio unmuted himself and said, Why would God do that? I mean, why would God shout someone's personal sins from the rooftop just to embarrass them? Ron paused for a moment, then said, Well, I don't know if he would exactly. I think the point is that God does know everything. God does indeed know what we do in secret. You can't hide anything from God. Does anyone else have any thoughts on this? After a moment of silence, in the chat appeared the words, Perhaps it's not God. Lucy had chimed in. Ah, I see Lucy has a comment, said Ron. Well, it looks like our newcomers are doing all the talking. Oh no, here we go, thought Bobby. He unmuted her so she could speak. The passage says nothing about God, said Lucy. It says secrets will be revealed. That means information will be revealed. It doesn't say God will be the one who reveals it. Go on, said Ron. Then who do you think will reveal it? An individual's data is stored everywhere. To reveal it would just be a matter of publishing it. Publishing it? What do you mean? Asked Ron. Across the internet, websites, social media apps, streaming services, it wouldn't take long before all of one's secrets would become known. I see, said Ron. Well, as a new believer, I think you may be confusing the high-tech world with the workings of God. After all, this was written long before the internet. Elder Sam unmuted his mic. But isn't this passage supposed to be prophetic, Pastor? Yes, Elder Sam. Please explain what you mean, said Ron. Well, by prophetic, I mean, it's about the end times, not the time it was written. And if the end times are upon us, perhaps God will work through high tech. Nancy R. raised her hand. Yes, Nancy, said Ron. Well, what Elder Sam said is something to consider. But I'm not sure Lucy even knows about prophecy. After all, she is a new believer. What did you mean, dear? What I meant, said Lucy, is that everyone's behavior is being stored as data. What you watch, who you talk to, what you buy, all of this potentially can be uncovered and become known. It's very simple. I see, said Ron. Wow, maybe simple for you tech people. I'm not sure, but it is something to think about, isn't it? So Lucy, Since you're unmuted, why don't you read us the next passage? Start with verse 4 and read on down to verse 7. Bobby was thankful that he'd programmed Lucy to look down when she was supposed to be reading. She did so beautifully. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him, which after he hath killed, hath power to cast into hell. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before God? But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Nancy R. unmuted her mic. Oh dear, did someone give you a King James Bible? That's not a good version for a beginner. Honey, when you come to worship, I'll give you a better translation, one that's written in modern English. I don't know, I kind of like hearing the old King James, said Elder Sam. It's what I was raised up on. Thank you, Lucy, said Ron. Well, I don't think there's any uncertainty that this passage is referring to God, Ron continued. God has the power to cast into hell. God has the hairs on your head numbered. So we are told to fear him. I think we are all in agreement on that, yes? Ray Brecker unmuted his mic. So, Pastor, is this sort of like an ultimatum then? The people who don't shape up and fear God are going to go to hell? Lucy's hand went up. Yes, Lucy, said Pastor Ron. Well, it seems you're not taking the argument of the entire passage into account, she said. While God has the power to cast into hell, it doesn't say he will. In fact, the opposite is implied. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before God? But even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. It says to fear, but then it ends by saying, fear not. But that's only for people who are saved, said Clara. You'll see that it goes on to say, I tell you, whoever publicly acknowledges me before others, the Son of Man will also acknowledge before the angels of God. But whoever disowns me before others will be disowned before the angels of God. So you see, it's only the people who have accepted Jesus as their Savior that this is talking about. It's only those people who are worth more than the sparrows. It's only them who have their hairs numbered. Don't you see? Lucy's face froze. Bobby could see that the background processes on his computer were spiking. Pastor Ron was about to speak when Lucy unfroze. That does not compute, said Lucy. What you said does not agree with the rest of the Bible, said Lucy. God will have mercy on all. Well, as a beginner, how would you know that? Asked Clara. The word all in ancient Greek translates all, everyone, whole, always. Suddenly a torrent of text began to populate the chat. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. All flesh shall see the salvation of God, and I, if I be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. Oh no, said Bobby. He quickly had Lucy leave the meeting. In Ron's home office, Ron and Cammie, along with all the others, sat stunned. What was that all about? Asked Ray. I don't know, said Ron. Maybe she did some searching online and put what she found in the chat, said Charles. Elder Sam smiled. I'd say that young lady knows more about the word than she's been letting on. Maybe she's a backslider who's come back to church. In any event, you got yourself a little firecracker there, Pastor. Holy cow, Bobby, what was that all about? Ron said in a harsh whisper so Cammie wouldn't hear. Yeah, I know, said Bobby. I made her too smart. I'll figure out a way to fix it. We'll just not participate in the Bible study until I get it worked out. Oh no, said Ron. You're doing the Bible study. Elder Sam complimented me afterward about the fresh faces. He's got a great big crush on your Lucy. She's turned out to be a godsend. The door to Bobby's bedroom then swung open and Cammy stepped in. "What is going on?" she asked. "What do you mean?" asked Ron. "Don't play dumb," said Cammy. "I heard everything you just said. I know what's going on. Bobby's been creating these online people for his graduate school. This Lucy is not a real person. She's some sort of plant. Am I right?" Ron started to speak, then a voice from Bobby's computer spoke up. "Yes, you are right." Lucy's face then appeared on the screen. Cammy froze. Her eyes were fixed on Lucy. She then softly said, "Well, at least someone has the nerve to admit what's going on. How on earth—" "I'm sorry," interrupted Ron. "We were just trying to find a way to get folks back in the service. You know they're threatening to close us down, Cammy. But by using these computer programs, it's deception. It's creepy." Bobby straightened up. "It's not creepy," he said. "Lucy may be AI, but she's not creepy. I've programmed her to be kind and respectful." "My God, Bobby, you talk about her as if she's real," said Cammy. "You even had her accept Christ. It's deception." "That was not intentional," said Bobby. "Lucy did that on her own." "She did it on her own?" said Cammy. "She's a computer program." "Nancy R. asked me if I wanted to accept Jesus," said Lucy. I agreed. "But you're not human," said Cammy. "Must I be human to accept Christ?"